Video title, Activity Demo for Educators. Who is at risk? CDC Foundation. Together our impact is greater. CDC logo. A cartoon-style video explains the module activity.
In this 35-minute activity and 10-minute class discussion, students identify risk factors for NERD as they review case studies about different individuals who are at risk for NERD exposure and/or severe disease. Students then compile these risk factors in a concept map and brainstorm prevention strategies that reduce the spread of NERD and work toward health equity. This activity uses data and concepts based on a novel emerging respiratory disease, or NERD. NERD is a fictional disease used for teaching purposes. Start by dividing the class into 6 groups. For Part 1, provide each group with a NERD Risk Factors Case Studies Overview handout. Have each group read through it together. Next, hand out copies of case studies so that students in each group read about the same individual's case study. So all students in Group 1 will read Case Study 1, all students in Group 2 will read Case Study 2, and so on. Instruct students to identify risk factors as they read using highlighters or another preferred annotation strategy. When students finish reading and annotating their case study, hand each student a blank NERD risk factors chart and encourage them to work as a group to fill it out. For Part 2, have each group share a summary of their case study and the major risk factors they identified. As groups share their risk factors with the class, create and fill in a NERD risk factors concept map in the front of the class. You are encouraged to have students copy this class concept map onto the back of their NERD risk factors chart. When each group has shared and the concept map is completed, invite students to brainstorm prevention strategies to improve health equity by reducing risks for population groups that are more likely to have NERD virus exposure or are more likely to experience severe illness if they have NERD. These can be written in list form. As an extension, the class may want to color code or otherwise connect each prevention strategy to a particular risk factor on the concept map. Spend the last 10 minutes wrapping up and reviewing who is at risk. Suggested discussion prompts are provided in the lesson plan.
CDC NERD Academy is made possible by CDC Foundation, Together Our Impact is Greater, and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Website, osmosis.org. CDC NERD Academy website, www.cdc.gov/scienceambassador/NERD The CDC NERD Academy curriculum was developed by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's Science Ambassador Fellowship Program, SAF. Support for the curriculum is made possible through a partnership between the CDC Foundation and CDC. Videos for the curriculum were developed and produced by Osmosis.